Welcome back to the community, everybody, and thanks for being part of it. If you get a chance, check out the website. There's a lot to see on there, and I just upgraded the tech section a little bit. Members rides, a little bit of everything, old photos to see, and I'm going to be upgrading on the photos for the project we're working on here together. If you get a chance, check out the Facebook group, and feel free to join it. Okay, today, this will be a shorter video, but I thought it was a little important. If you take a look here at what the headlight switch, the wiper switch, the flasher switch looks like, you have to have a Volkswagen tool they probably used back in the day, you know, on the assembly lines to take them off and put them on. Some people will use needle nose and try to spread them on there, and I did, and it took a little nick out of it, like it was going to start stripping it because it was a little bit tight. So I thought, I want to make a tool. I don't want to go online and find an old NOS tool or something and pay $50. I'm going to make one for free because you have this in your garage. Trust me, you do. So we're going to go ahead and make a tool to remove and put them back on. And it'll be pretty simple, just a little bit of work. Probably take 10 minutes right around there, if that. So let's get on it. So we're at the dashboard here. And as you see, I already have one out. And that's where I used the needle nose. And it started to nick the end of it because it was really tight. And that was the headlight switch. I did get it out. But I have the flashers. I have the windshield washer. These come out differently because I'm going to be sanding all this down and painting it. But if you ever have to replace a headlight switch or a wiper switch, you're going to need to get these off. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a tool for almost nothing because you probably have it in the garage already. So let's go ahead and take our time and make something really cool that will work. So I'm sure a lot of you folks, guys and ladies, have these little drawers with extra nuts and bolts and everything in them. Flat washers, okay? And I know you're thinking, that's kind of weird. Yeah, you'll see what we're going to do, and it'll make a nice tool with a little handle on it, thumb handle, okay? So let me bring you up close and show you something here. Now, as you can see, this is, I already got that one off. Now, you can do it on the car with the switch in the dash and make these lines. I'm doing this for the purposes of being on camera. It makes it easier to film. Okay, I was making sure you were in the window. Let me bring you in a little bit closer for this part. Okay, so if this was in the car, which like I said, I'm only doing it this way for filming. It's too hard to film in the car with showing what I'm going to do. Take a flat washer, okay, a little bigger than the diameter of this. So maybe about the size of a quarter, right around there. Take a Sharpie. Let me make sure I'm not in your way. I'm trying to work around the camera again, of course. And we are going to go ahead, check. It's a little bit bigger. We want this to work like a tool. So I'm going to mark it there, and I'm going to mark it there, okay? And what we are going to do is we're going to color like children. Color this in. Okay. I guess you see where I'm going with this, but you might as well hang in there for a second because the film's going to be short. Okay, so we're going to put this in the vise, and I'll bring you up close in a second here. Okay. And if you don't have a vise, oh, some advice. Get a cheap one at Harbor Freight. You'll use this thing forever, trust me. I use it so much it's ridiculous. Maybe clamp it with some vice grips if you don't have a vise, and use a hacksaw where you're moving, you know, much slower. So let me bring you up close a minute. Okay, so we're going to slot this. I'm going to use a 4.5-inch cutter blade. But like I said, you can use a hacksaw if you want to. and hacksaw right down through it. If you don't have one, it's perfectly fine. Once you do this, though, you're going to have a little bit of filing to do. So I'll show you. Hang in there. Let me get this cut. Now, if you did use a cutoff wheel like this, always be careful. Wear safety glasses. You know the deal. I'm going to get a file here. I'll be out of your way in a second. That one seems a little good there. And this don't have to be perfect. I mean, you're actually just making a homemade tool to work. But it's better than going on eBay or something and spending $30, $40 for a tool for an NOS part, you know. So that's just the way I view it. You do what you want to do. Or maybe they sell this tool and I just didn't look. But either way, I'd rather make one out of a flat washer, you know, and do it that way. So, okay, we got the rough edges knocked off of that. Okay. And now you have the part to hold with your thumb and turn. So let's see if we did it right with the size. Okay, so here's our windshield wiper switch right behind here. And I got to try to do this without getting in your way. See that? Look at that, how nice that was. Just goes right in and turns. So there you have it. Let's check our emergency flasher one. Let me move the camera. Okay, let me try to keep out of your way again. See how that fits right in here. And boom. There is your homemade tool. I'll get a close-up picture of how nice it fits, okay? And I'll go over a couple things with you as usual. So just as a small recap, all you're really doing is avoiding the diameter in the middle here, okay? So you're just pretty much tracing, and that's what you end up with, where it locks right in. And you want to leave it pointy on the end. Don't file it down to where they're smooth. Leave it pointy because you want it to get down inside, and that's what grabs on. And then you can hold it like a little thumb piece, you know what I mean? So that's how to do it. Now I know to some of you, you probably thought that wasn't that great of a video, but this isn't my weekly video. This was just a little extra video I threw in. But it's little things like this that you can do and spend less money. Maybe now you can enjoy that Happy Meal at McDonald's. But that's the deal with that, because if you keep using needle noses to try to prong them in or snap ring pliers, sometimes it ends up ripping that up a little bit trying to get it out. So always try to be imaginative with tools you could probably make up. Like this flat washer is probably 2 to 5 cents. And I know you all got one laying around in your garage somewhere. So, okay, that's that for this week's just mini update. That's all that was. So, before we end today's program, you'll notice that one thing I like to do is save money. That really helps a lot. And that's why I try to make a tool once in a while to do things. Instead of getting online, spending money, waiting on the tool, make it. If you have the stuff at home to make it, and like I said, you could have used a hacksaw if you wanted to, you know, anything. But here's where I'm going with this. I got a lot of pallet wood gathered together now, thanks to my son. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start on the garage walls in here. I see a lot of people doing this in their living rooms, their kitchens, for that cottage effect. And I've seen guys doing a garage now. Looks like this. And they're also burning the wood before you hang it. And, you know, getting that certain effect to it, that feel. So if you want to see that, I'm going to go ahead and do all the walls in the garage. So I'll probably only film doing one wall, and it'll make everything stand out more with a solid wall. But I want to go ahead and do that with the wood, the pallet wood, and make it look like a cottage feel type garage, like a country feel, since I'm kind of rural slash suburb. So if you're interested in seeing that, leave it in the comments below. And as usual, thank you for being part of the community. I do appreciate it.